You remember when they were doing Standing Rock and people were protesting? This is 5 years ago. And they were, because they're going to put a pipeline right through Native American sacred land, and it was going to pollute their water. And that stuff is already leaked. So when people were out there protesting, the cops were out there brutalizing them. And Barack Obama said, we're going to let it play out. We're going to let the cops brutalize activists who are trying to stop a pipeline. And Barack Obama let that happen. Didn't lift a finger. Trump, same policy. And now Joe Biden, Joe Biden says he's getting America back on track. But Joe Biden's Department of Homeland Security Border Patrol is using a helicopter rotor wash. They call that a helicopter rotor wash to try to clear out activists from an occupied Line 3 pump station north of Park Rapids. So these people are out there protesting pipelines. And watch what the Department of Homeland Security is doing. Joe Biden's Department of Homeland Security. This is Joe Biden's Department of Homeland Security, and this is how they handle protesters. See, that helicopter is now under the control of the lesser of two evils. Don't you feel better for voting for Joe Biden now? Because that's how Joe Biden handles protesters at pipelines. That's how Joe Biden handles it.
I feel like using a helicopter as a weapon is the most American thing to ever happen. It's like, we figured out we thought it was just good for transportation, but turns out
it could be a weapon.
Multi-purpose.
We could oppress people with it. We could use it to oppress people. Isn't that great?
It's unreal, man.
We could keep people from petitioning their government and using their First Amendment rights to protest. That's what we could use. That's Joe Biden.
People want clean water. Deplore the helicopters.
Large-scale Line 3 protests north of Park Rapids. Okay, calling it Minnesota's largest ever anti-pipeline mobilization. More than 1,000 people marched with indigenous leaders to the headwaters of the Mississippi River for a treaty ceremony. Further south, over 500 indigenous people and allies shut down an active Line 3 pump station. These actions were part of the Treaty People Gathering, a mass mobilization planned by indigenous-led groups, communities of faith, and climate justice organizations. A spill, a rupture, will harm the environment in this area, co-founder of Resilient Indigenous Sisters said. In terms of climate change, that oil is the dirtiest oil and will emit so much CO2 into our environment, it would be equal to building 50 new coal plants. Remember when Chomsky said you have to vote for Joe Biden unless you want your grandkids living underwater? And he did, and he sounded like an idiot. The pipeline carrying tar sand oil from Canada will cross more than 200 bodies of water, including dozens of wild rice lakes and sensitive watershed ecosystems, according to the press release from group organizers. No possibility for a catastrophe happening there. To quote Peter Seeger, whose side are you on? Participants are calling on President Biden to stop Line 3, which opponents say threatens northern Minnesota's waters, the global climate, and native treaty rights. U.S. Border Patrol helicopters flew in very low to try to flush out demonstrators from the site. It hovered about 20 feet off the ground, blowing up sand and dirt aggressively. A loudspeaker broadcast warned people that they would be arrested if they didn't leave the area. That's Joe Biden. This is straight up illegal. FAA Air Regulations, Title 14, Section 91.119 specifically prohibits low-flying aircraft from being closer than 500 feet to any person, vessel, vehicle, or structure. Citizens can report this infraction to the FAA. Imagine if Trump was doing that, Ron. Imagine if Trump was doing that to these protesters. Every shitlib in the world would be showing this video, and Rachel Maddow and
it would be on
Nicole Wallace. Nicole Wallace would be talking about it. Jake Tapper would be. Chris Cuomo would have his ball. The Young Turks would talk about this for a week straight, but they're not going to mention this. The Young Turks are not going to mention this. Enbridge released a statement that said the damage done by the protesters at the pump station was disheartening.
Ugh. Wow. Well, that's their statement.
That's their statement. And 44 workers needed to evacuate the job site at the pump station. Well, that's good that they had to evacuate at the pump station.
Wow. Their statement is, think about the pipelines.
Yeah, what's disheartening isn't that we're destroying our environment at a record clip. What's disheartening is that the pipeline got disabled. Isn't that something? Over 200 folks from Treaty People remain camped on the Enbridge matting near the Mississippi headwaters in solidarity with Rise and Engage. Their ask, President of the United States, honor the treaties. That's what they want. Honor the treaties the United States has with these people. That's all they want. Joe Biden will not do that. Joe Biden is not going to do that. Joe Biden is another Trump. He's a demented Trump. Are you happy? You got a demented Trump. Are you happy? You got a demented Trump who doesn't tweet. Congratulations, shitlibs. You did it. Congratulations, the Young Turks. You did it. You should be super proud of yourselves. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.